5-minute salute brought to you by Operation Barnabas. I'm your host, Shawn Welsh, and I'm here today with Will Gibson from Vets on Tap. Will, how you doing today?
Hey, Shawn, how's it going? It's good to be here.
I'm so glad you're here today. We have a special topic to get into today, but before that, let us know what's going on with Vets on Tap. What are the next things coming up that people can participate in?
Sure thing. So Wednesday, November 1st, we're going to be at Legacy Ale Works. We're doing our 2024 planning meeting.
Nice.
Having a chance for the community to get involved in the planning process this year and suggest some new events and locations. And then on November 11th, that's Saturday, Veterans Day, we'll be at Myrtle Avenue Brewing, and we're doing a resource fair there from 3 to 6.
Outstanding. So many things going on in this town for Veterans Day. It's absolutely amazing.
There's going to be a lot of opportunities for people.
So you're here today not to talk about Vets on Tap, though. You want to talk about the University of Florida Brain Wellness Program.
That's correct. And I actually took a little break from Vets on Tap while I did that. So the UF Health Leon L. Haley Brain Wellness Program is a program for veterans and first responders with traumatic brain injuries, TBIs or concussions, PTSD, and associated symptoms. The program is free to participants. It's funded by the Avalon Action Alliance, which includes Arthur Blank, the owner of the Falcons, the Gary Sinise Foundation, and some other contributors, other donors. You don't have to have had the concussion while you were in the service. It could have happened beforehand. It doesn't have to be written in your medical record. And regardless of discharge status, they take anybody.
Oh, wow.
So what happens is there's a team. First, you apply, and there's a phone screening. And then there's some surveys that you fill out, and then they bring you in for a 3-day evaluation. And it's a team that includes a neurologist, neuropsychologist, behavioral health folks, acupuncture, neurophysical therapy, speech therapy, mindfulness and movement, and a whole other, a whole team of people to come in and evaluate you. At the end of that evaluation, they write a summary report, which is sent out for me to the VA and to my primary doc out in town. And then with some recommendations. And if you meet the criteria of the program, they can invite you back for a 3-week intensive outpatient program, which meets with all of the same providers that did the evaluation, and also includes art therapy, music therapy, canine therapy, equine therapy, and the whole nine. Yeah, so it's a real multidisciplinary approach to addressing traumatic brain injuries and the things that happen because of them.
That's phenomenal. I just can't believe that just the evaluation part, you bring in all those people. Then if you are selected to do the program, you just add all these additional resources. So what's the program look like from the inside once you get there? So you got 3 weeks, right? Are you staying at a hospital? Do you go home? How's all that work?
Yeah, so it's 3 weeks. It is outpatient, so I drove in every day. Okay. Generally runs 8 to 5, though there can be some schedule flexibility, within that. Folks that are from out of town are put up in a hotel. We had a gentleman in my group that was from Puerto Rico. Oh, wow. They flew him out, put him in a hotel. Expenses were handled and everything. So, yeah, if you're from out of town, you're housed. The same thing goes for the 3-day evaluation. So they'll bring you out for that, send you back home, and when it's time for the 3 weeks, they bring you back.
That's fantastic that UF is doing that to help the entire veteran community. It's not just here in Jacksonville solely. So as this program takes place and as you're doing the program, are you just sitting in classes all day? Is it some group work, activities? What's that look like?
So there's group and individual sessions. So like, for example, acupuncture is not a group session, right? That's a little one-on-one. Physical therapy, you have unique issues to work on. Right. Speech is the same way. There's some group and individual behavioral health, some individual psychology and neurology types of things as well.
That's phenomenal. So you've completed the 3-week program.
Yeah.
What are you seeing on the backside of this now? What has changed? What are you feeling?
Sure. So I'll actually answer that by getting back to why I got into the program in the first place, and then talk a little bit about where I'm at now. So for me, a lot of the things that were presenting themselves were things like irritability, low frustration tolerance, forgetfulness, inability to focus, chronic pain, insomnia. I had balance issues and dizziness, headaches, social communications issues. some convergence issues with my eyesight where it's like a depth perception type issue. A lot of different things, anxiety. And so those were the things that I was struggling with, especially the irritability. And I wanted to figure out like what was getting at the root of that. So the different disciplines that you go through while you're in the program really address those in different ways. And I found a lot of really good tools, to be able to implement out of that and things that I put into practice immediately and that I'm continuing to do now that I'm out. This is week 2 out of the program. So I'll say that to say there's no magic pill. Right? There's no 3-week program that's going to solve you at the end of 3 weeks. You get as much out of these programs as you put into it, and you got to be willing to do the work. So, yeah, the drives are better now. Somebody cuts me off, it's not the end of the world. A lot of it is realizing that you're not in crisis when something happens, right? So learning that mindfulness, learning breathing techniques. A lot of the physical therapy work is addressing neurological issues, that came out as a result of concussions. Okay. A lot of the issues are, results of neurological things that happen to us. And the thing is that we can retrain our brain, to be better. And so that's what I'm working on now. And I got to tell you, it's been great.
Like I told you before we even started the interview, you look great.
Thank you.
It's just from what you're explaining and what you've gone through, that's just phenomenal. Now, is there any kind of follow-up after the fact? Like, do you have tune-ups or check-ins?
Right. So we've got 4 additional mindfulness classes that we're doing. I just finished the second one last night. Okay. They're an hour long. They have monthly follow-ups, like alumni meetings and dinners. So we go there, and we still have access to the team when there's issues. That's
great. So if you're just starting to struggle with something or something's festering back up, you can always check back in and follow up with
And they also write a summary report after the 3 weeks to send it to your providers so you can continue work with referrals and things like that.
Well, that is absolutely outstanding. We're coming down to the end here. Is there anything you want to leave the audience with as it pertains to this program?
Yeah, hey, it's okay to ask for help. If you notice something that's wrong, go and get the help. It's not just good for you, it's good for all the people around you.
Well, I applaud you for taking those steps, and I applaud UF for having this program. That's just phenomenal. Yep. Thank you for coming in today, and hopefully your message is going to reach a whole bunch of people in our community and help them.
I sure hope so. Thanks, Shawn.
All right. I'd like to thank everybody for joining 5 Minute Salute today, brought to you by Operation Barnabas. Please tune in next time.
My name is Helena Pugh. I am the founder of Zahara Veterans Network. So I started Zahara Veterans Network because as I transitioned out of the military in 2012, I was encountering so many challenges with my transition, and I realized that there really wasn't an organization that spoke definitively to the issues that impacted women veterans, but also I encountered other male veterans who were having very similar issues to which there really wasn't an answer. So I started the organization so that I can provide information for other veterans, but also put us on the path to start providing those services that weren't being offered.